Here are 13 unbelievably shocking before and after stories of people who got imprisoned. Michael Campbell. This was Michael Campbell when he started his prison sentence. This is him after some jail time. Known as the world's scariest criminal, Campbell has a rap sheet that dates back to 1995, a registered sex offender. His charges include third-degree assault, attempted sexual assault of a 14-year-old girl, and another attempted rape. Joseph Ligon. Joseph Ligon was only 15 years old when he was sentenced to life for the murder he denied committing. It is believed that he was used as a scapegoat at the time of the crime. After 68 years behind bars, he left prison at 83 years old, the oldest juvenile lifer in America. Stephen Slevin. Stephen Slevin was locked up on a drunk driving charge, but got more than what he deserved. Nicknamed the Forgotten Inmate, he was placed in solitary confinement to separate him from other inmates due to his history of mental illness. Ignored, he spent 22 months in solitary confinement, becoming completely unrecognizable after. Amelia Carr. Amelia Carr was a mother of 4 who was sentenced to death after kidnapping and murdering her lover's estranged wife, 26-year-old Heather Strong. Carr brutally suffocated Strong with a plastic bag. Now at 30 years old, Carr is one of the youngest prisoners on death row in the United States. Charles Manson. Charles Manson was a musician and leader of a cult that carried out a series of notorious murders to start a race war by framing innocent black people for crimes against rich white people, including actress Sharon Tate. He was sentenced to life and was jailed for 40 years until he died in 2017. Mike Tyson. Former boxer Mike Tyson shook the world when he was convicted for rape and was sentenced to 6 years in 1992. He looked different after his release, and then in his fight against Evander Holyfield, he bit off Holyfield's ear. He later filed for bankruptcy and retired from boxing. Kodak Black. Bill Capri, aka rapper Kodak Black, had a bright future ahead of him with hit songs under his name, but he nearly threw it all away with several charges over the years. His state after he served his term was a sight to behold, but thankfully, he's back to himself now. Robert Munger. Robert Munger was a pedophile convicted in December of 2019 for child rape, child molestation, and possession of child pornography. He was serving a 47-year sentence when Shane Goldsby, his cellmate, beat him to death after discovering Munger raped his sister as a child. Shane Goldsby. Shane Goldsby was serving time behind bars and had been transferred to multiple facilities after stealing a police vehicle, leading them to a chase and crashing it into a state trooper in 2017. He killed Robert Munger, his sister's rapist, and received an extra 24 sentence for his death. Prison hasn't been kind to him either. Ryan Lindsay. Ryan James Lindsay is facing charges in various cases. The most serious one is his alleged participation in the murder of Cody Stratford in December of 2020. This series of photos dating back to Lindsay's arrests in 2014 shows how he is taken to tattoos, saying they make him look mean and just a little crazy. Shaun Porter. Shaun Porter used to look like this until he was arrested for a domestic incident. After being locked up in a cell block, his face turned into this due to an assault by a jail guard. The incident made the news, and he received $300,000 for the abuse. Susan Barksdale. Susan Barksdale is all smiles in this photo, but her expression would turn bleak after she and her husband, Blaine Barksdale, were charged for the murder of Frank Bly in April of 2019. She was sentenced to 5 years for her role in Bly's death, while her husband received 22 years in jail. Otis Johnson. Otis Johnson spent 44 years in prison for attempted murder of a police officer, a crime he has not admitted to. Before incarceration, Johnson trained to be a monk in Hong Kong. He was jailed at 25 and released at 69 years old, homeless and disoriented with the world around him. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe.